Hello, welcome to Backstage with Geoffrey Morrissey. I'm your host, Geoffrey Morrissey. We're backstage at Boston Calling. In the background is Christine and the Queens, and right here with me is Dylan from Bare Hands. Dylan, how are you today?
Oh, very fine.
Good, that's what we like to hear. This is Boston Calling, so I have to ask, what is your favorite band from Boston?
Let me think about that. I don't really know. Oh, Piebald. Yeah, Piebald.
They're really good, and they played here like as a reunion thing a couple years back. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, I was so into them in high school. It was like I remember coming to see them in like Springfield and like the Worcester Palladium, stuff like that.
Nice. Hopefully Travis is walking around at some point and you get to bump into him today.
Yeah, that would be fun. Mm-hmm.
And then, so who do you want to see out of the folks that we know who are going to be here?
I really was excited to see Turnstile, but we were like getting ready, so I couldn't catch it. Yeah, Christine and the Queens, I was psyched to see also. I'm hoping to catch a little bit of that, and Naeem also.
Nice. And quick logistical question: how do y'all sound check at a festival like this?
It's really hard.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's you do it really rush right before the set starts, basically, like within like a 15 or 20 minute window after the band before you stops. Unless you're like a headliner level, and then you like show up the previous day usually or something, or like your crew shows up the previous day to check for you.
Really? Yeah. Interesting. Huh. Well, let's all hope that one day we achieve that level.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm.
And then Fake Tunes, great new album, came out about 2 weeks ago, so congrats on that.
Thank you.
For our listeners who haven't had the chance to spin it yet, how would you describe that album in a word, and why did you pick that word?
Expansive, I would say. I don't know, it has a lot of different styles and a lot of different sounds on it. So, yeah, that's what I would say.
Nice. I like it, and I agree with it too. Now, you bookend the album with 2 features from Ursula Rose.
Right.
Walk me through that in terms of how that sort of all came together and why you wanted those as the opening and the closing.
Right, yeah, well, she's my kind of life partner a little bit at this point, so we were like living together, and I was just kind of stuck on some songs that I was trying to write. I had some instrumentals, and then I like forced her to listen to them and try to write a vocal to it, because I know she has like really good taste in music and is a musical person, so I was I like pushed her into it, and it's been a treat having her around to write music with and to do shows with.
Totally, yeah. I mean, that's pretty awesome too. And like, do you find it easier to collaborate with folks that you know really well, or a little bit tougher because you want to preserve the relationship?
I think I like usually collaborating with people I know really well.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's hard to collaborate with people that you don't know as much. I've done way less of that in my life. Because it's like a sensitive, fragile thing sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So like.
Yeah, without a doubt. And one of my favorite songs on this record is Ignoring the Truth, and I want to read a lyric from that. While you're ignoring the truth, somehow it still finds you. Which I can just only imagine sort of sitting down with my pen and coming up with that and just being like, I'm done for the day. That's pretty cool. That's pretty good.
Cool.
So,
well, thank you.
What led you to that conclusion?
That's like the last line kind of like of an extended kind of pre-chorus thing, I guess. That's another song that Ursula co-wrote.
Oh, nice.
And we wrote it at like my parents' house in Connecticut while we were like there for the holidays or something. It was like totally spur of the moment and spontaneous. And so, I don't know, that was just kind of the line that the pre-chorus that I wrote ended on. And then I think like in retrospect, I was like, that would make sense as a chorus.
And then when you think back on this period of your life, sort of writing Fake Tunes and coming up with this, how will you sort of look back on it? What will be some of the memories that stick out to you?
It's, I don't know, it's been a weird transitional time in my life. I moved to California basically for the writing of this record. Like 3 years ago, and started this partnership with Ursula and started living with her, and it's like a complete new phase of my life in many ways, and it just like can't help but kind of be reflected in the music.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Without a doubt. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. I know that you've had a lot of these to do, so I'll make this my last question for you. Who are you listening to right now?
I guess I don't know. I've been listening to mostly hip hop, you know. I don't know, like Kevin Gates and like man, that Nipsey Hussle song really bangs, you know.
Well, all good stuff. If you're not listening to Fake Tunes by Bare Hands, stop what you're doing, do it right now. Dylan from that band has joined me today. Dylan, thank you so much for the time.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, definitely. Thanks a lot. Yeah.